corner of North Chester and Landvale, East Baltimore, across from the Southern Baptist Church. The church was building a new senior center, and right now that new senior center is all in total flames. Firefighters are standing back with their ladder trucks, not even getting close to it. It's so hot.
And Mark, we're seeing those images that you are speaking about. So this was a brand new senior center that had been built by a church?
Yeah, the Southern Baptist Church, pastor Dr. Dante L. Hickman Sr., the parishioners and worshipers that showed up. Lots of raw emotion. They're crying. Want to know who would do this to their church. They burnt the church bus. It appears that new construction is a total loss. The entire block is burned.
Mark, do you have a sense of just, for our viewers who are watching this around the country and around the world, it's hard to get a sense of how many spots there are where police have been deployed, where there has been trouble. Do you have a sense of it, about how many active situations are going on right now?
Well, a colleague and I raced over here from downtown, and we passed many police on many corners throughout. I haven't seen a TV or reports from my colleagues to the Sun, but it appears all over the city. We passed a couple busloads of officers in riot gear being escorted in a motorcade, so they were going somewhere. But clearly, this isn't falling down.
And in terms of the response right now at that massive fire, we see a number of fire vehicles. We do see water being poured on it, but it looks like it is still out of control.
It is still out of control. They're not even going nowhere near it. They're just standing back from their ladders reaching in the sky.
I want to bring in Justin Fenton, reporter for the Baltimore Sun. He witnessed this turn from peaceful to violent this afternoon. He's been on the streets since all of this started. And Justin, I apologize in advance if I have to interrupt you to go live to this press conference. I know you'll understand, but let me just start by asking you, what happened? I mean, we'd all been talking about how there were just little brief moments of anger, but this was so peaceful. Then all of a sudden today it just turned. You were there when it turned. What happened?
I really can't explain it. I mean, earlier in the day, there was reports of there was these social media memes going around, these little flyers saying everybody purge today. It's a reference to a movie in which there is, a period of lawlessness. And so, frankly, we've seen those go around before. We've seen them go around. We get them forwarded to us from concerned residents. They say, is this real? And, police tend to beef up their presence downtown and nothing comes of it. Well, today the climate is obviously a bit different with the frustrations in the community. And so police sent out an incredible number of officers to our downtown area and to the Mandalman Mall. It was something where there was a handful of students who were at the mall. This is a place where students go to catch buses. There are no yellow school buses in Baltimore. Kids ride public transportation. And so it was unclear whether people were actually participating in this so-called purge or whether they were simply trying to get home. But police were there in riot gear. Students started throwing things at them. And then shortly after that, we got reports that about a mile south, a police officer was injured and a police car was being destroyed, and that's when I ran down and sort of got in the middle of everything.
And Justin, in terms of how things are now, we have seen looting now in several stores. Now can report that inside the Baltimore Mall, which you were just referring to, I don't know if you can see this, but Baltimore police say they have reports several people are now inside that mall. They are looting, destroying property. This is according to Baltimore police, the latest that we have. How much looting have you seen, or are you seeing now?
Yeah, I was inside of the area, Pennsylvania Avenue and North Avenue, where a lot of this was taking place. And the police had perimeters set up the road and I think to the south. And really people were freely flowing either side. Civilians were driving through, and there was just a sense that you could come to this place and break into stores, and you could set fires, and you could stand on the police car and get a selfie taken. And that's what was going on. And people were coming out with bags of groceries and various things. At one point, it was bizarre that the check cashing place had been broken into. And it seemed like people had sufficiently raided it. And then word must have spread on social media or something that this was a place that you could break into because like 200 people rushed it all at once. I had a group of self-identifying Crips gang members who were protecting me, saying that I wasn't safe. I ventured away from them at one point to take a picture, and a man with a hoodie pulled tight over his face approached me with mace. He told me to kick it out. He wanted my cell phone, and he sprayed me in the head. And I retreated back to my safe spot where I was with a store owner who had a shotgun protecting his property.
Wow. Just to give us a sense of how dangerous it is, and also the point that Justin's making, everybody, and I think important to emphasize that a lot of the gangs have been on the streets, they say trying to impose their own sorts of order, but playing a very significant role in this. Right now you're looking at pictures of looters going into the Baltimore Mall. I just told you that police had reported there were people in there looting. Now you are looking at a live, actually just moments ago, I'm sorry, this was about 5 minutes ago, that this picture was taken.